Hello, hello, hello. We're live.
We're live. Good evening, friends. Good evening. All right, we're going to give you guys a chance to get on the live stream, but we're really glad to be talking with you today. We have a wonderful conversation that I think quite a few of you are going to be really interested in. We're going to have our guest introduce herself after we introduce ourselves, but I want to let you know that our special guest has gone from idea to business and to a business that does something very unique, very transformative. And so I think a lot of you are going to want to hear how she took an idea and put it into the real world. And you're going to want to hear not only how she did it, but what tools or what resources were helpful to her. And so I think this is going to be a wonderful live stream for those of you who have a business or who are interested in running a business or starting something. You have an idea for something. We talked about money in Exodus Summit 2022. This is a wonderful way to follow up with you. What, 3 months later? 4 months later? Yes, right? Right, just in time. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. But first, let's introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Stephanie Perry. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm an exotic Puerto Rico. Got you, right? I'm an exotic Puerto Rico. So nice to see you guys.
I am Rashida Dow, and I'm trying to quit something on my computer because it keeps making noise. But hold up, here we go. All right, I'm back. All right, I'm Rashida Dow, and I am a career break coach, one half of the Exodus Summit team. And I am, even though it says Portland behind me, I am in Bay Area, California. I'm in San Pablo, California, on a mission to improve my life.
Get rid of
So super
storage.
happy to be here with you guys and super happy to be here with our guest, Michelle. All right, Michelle, take it away. For everyone knows you already. You're so deep in the Exodus family that everybody knows you. But for anyone who doesn't know you, who might watch this, let them know who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Will do. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Wedderburn. I live in San Miguel de Allende, which is located in central Mexico. I've been here for almost 5 years. I can't believe it. And I started out just wanting to live in another country. And since then, I've been able to develop some things to assist other people who are interested in moving specifically to San Miguel with the strong encouragement from Stephanie and Rashida's amazing program that I did in 2021. We'll talk some more about that. So I have Casa Elm, which is a guest house, and also Expat Life Mexico. And both things fall under this same brand. And we basically help people who are interested in moving to this part of Mexico have a very soft landing in San Miguel. We I don't know if transition house sounds right, but we basically help people who are interested in learning more about San Miguel through relocation tours or just consultations or just coming and staying for a visit. And we really try to make that experience smoother for those that want to be here.
Michelle said, I don't know if it's a transition house. I called it a halfway house.
I know, right? It's like it's good, but it doesn't sound right.
It's a halfway house. Yeah, but it is a soft landing. So Casa Elm in San Miguel de Allende is a place where women, Black families go when they are when they are anywhere in the process of moving to Mexico. How far along do you think people need to be in their move to Mexico plan for Casa Elm to be a good choice for them to come and for a stay?
Well, I mean, I think first of all, we offer consultations for San Miguel de Allende. So there's the relocation strategy session where it kind of gives you a better idea of like what kind of things do I need to know, and then it comes with a recap. And then from there, if someone really is interested in feeling out the city and they're very serious about being here, most of the guests that we've had, I would say they were within a year of retirement, pretty much. And a lot of them, went back, did all their paperwork, everything they needed to do. Some are still making their plans, but I would say at least a 12-month period of time. And then, yeah, there are a lot of ladies who came back and are living here now and still like even going through that same transition, like, hey, can I stay with you for a little while until I find my place?
Yeah.
So it's been really beautiful.
Now, where did the idea of Casa Elm come from?
Oh gosh, I always have too many ideas. I'm surprised my head's still like on my shoulders. But when I first moved to Mexico, I remember meeting several, Black expats, and mostly women, and they always said, "Well, what do you, like, what do you want to do here?" And I always felt that I wanted to do like women's retreats because when I lived in Florida, I was just always working, working, working. I had my own business there as well. And it was just a lot, there was a lot going on. And I felt that I never really took a break for just myself. And I thought, well, I want to offer, retreats for women week long. I feel that this part of Mexico just has a lot of great energy. It's calming. You can be in a really cool city setting, but you can also drive 15 minutes out of the city and it's super quiet and it's just, you're in tune with nature. So I always had like that in the back of my head. And then moving forward, just like you ladies, people start asking questions about your life abroad or moving around the world and how do you do it? And I realized there was a need for that and decided to go ahead and set up the consultation part, which kind of started to happen in 2020. So COVID, everyone was kind of like, locked up in their houses. And as I started moving more into that like lane and arena, I thought about renting spaces, like Airbnb and things like that. And it was like really expensive for 1 week. And, you have to make the investment up front. And I don't know, like I had a lot of things that were going on in my life and world in the end of 2021, I believe. And something just kept telling me, go and look for a house, go look for a house. And it was 1 week in particular, just go look. It was literally on my spirit, go look for this, go look for a house. And I found Casa Elm and I was just like, make it your own, make it what you need it to be. And that's pretty much where that came from. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you're something in your spirit said, go look for a house. You found a house that you really liked, and then you were just totally fearless, and there was no fear, no concern, no worry. Is
Oh
that
Lord, no, there was a lot of fear. Girl. No, there was fear. I mean, there's still fear, but on the other side of that is something special. And I mean, there were so many factors and so many things happening at the same time. I sort of found it within like 2 hours of driving around. I reached out to the person and I was just kind of like, it was just a lot. And then I thought, oh, okay, this isn't going to be so difficult. I'll get it ready. And I already had people lined up for the January tour, but I was going to rent space in Centro.
Oh,
And so I already had like potential people. So I think that helped me just say, just do it. And yeah, it was very scary because there was nothing, you saw it, there was nothing in there, no furniture, no nothing. And then suddenly, I was just thinking it will be easier to get everything and fill it. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of pressure, but it was, yeah, it was meant to be. I really believe that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Do you go ahead, Rashida? Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go
Might
ahead.
be a delay.
Go ahead, Steph.
Okay. So the relocation tour happened before you had the space. Can you talk a little bit about the relocation tour? Because we talked about the
Sure.
house, but not about the tour.
Yes. So, I teamed up with someone to do a relocation tour. It was sort of their idea, but it lined up with what I wanted to bring for San Miguel, especially after doing your challenge. And I thought, well, you know what? Let's do an in-person experience. I heard about other countries where they had relocation tours, and I thought, well, that makes sense. Why not? And I basically started, doing a lot of research, and the tour started to come together. A lot of people that were watching my channel saw me, talking about San Miguel and what we were trying to do, what the tour was going to be about and the purpose. And yeah, we had like several ladies, I would say 15, that signed up for the January 2022 tour. And in the end, there were 3 that came, but others came throughout the year. And immediately after I had that one, I learned very quickly, here's what you need to do. Tighten it up, just do a full week. Basically improve whatever. The first 3 ladies that came, they gave me amazing advice. They're still friends. They're still traveling together. I'm still in touch with them. I just had a consultation with one of them yesterday or 2 days ago. She's actually already moved to Mexico. She's just moving around, checking things out. And she's like, I've decided I really love San Miguel and she's coming back. So kudos to Pilar. And yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. So it's just one of those kind of developments where it just made sense to offer more. And that became pretty much our focus last year.
So this is a really good lesson for, I'm sorry, Sheena. Am I jumping on your?
No, go ahead. But after that, it's my turn. Go ahead.
Okay. It's like I've been talking all day and I feel like I haven't. So what we're learning, friends, so as we said, some of you already have an idea and some of you actually have a business. What we're learning from Michelle is, yes, she had a retreat idea in her mind, right? In her mind. But the way that her business operates today is a combination of her original idea plus people asking for something special, right? Something different, plus what Michelle saw other people doing in other cities, right? You don't have to have you don't have to know where your thing is going to end up. You start with an idea, you implement the idea, and then you get more information, more data from the people who come and participate in your idea, and it grows and it evolves and it changes. Some of us who have an idea or a plan for a business get stuck in I have to have it all figured out before I get started. Michelle didn't have it all figured out. Michelle had people booked for a relocation tour without a house for them to be in. Right. She had options, but not her actual house. Right. So your idea plus other people's information and feedback is what's going to take you very far. I want everybody to be, that's what I heard. That's what I heard from you, Michelle.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I know Rashida wants to say something, but I don't want to lose my thought real quick. I'm sorry. You're next, I promise. But I just want to say I really agree with that because I didn't have it fully worked out, but I had the intuition. And it's scary as heck. I'm telling you, like I was just, because it was a big investment. It's like, okay. And all I kept thinking was there, what else could be here? What else can happen? And I just started like, coming up with, okay, I can do a weekend of this and I can do movie nights. I can live here. It was just one of those things where the space for me really spoke to me and it just had so much good energy. And I just knew in my heart of hearts that it was going to be okay. And, we're just going to work really hard at it, but it would be okay. Now, Rashida, sorry.
You co-hosting my show. Like, what's going on? All right. I was going to say that you mentioned the challenge twice, but we haven't actually told anyone what we're talking about or what the challenge is. And so Michelle participated last year.
Oh, 2021.
2020. Yes.
I don't know years anymore. I don't know dates. I don't know years. In 2021, Michelle participated in the Exodus Summit Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. Stephanie's staring at me because she thinks I'm going to say it wrong because I always say it wrong. Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. And in that challenge, we helped women think about their business and what they could do and how they could market to get their next 3 clients. And it's something that, and this wasn't really a thought in your head at that time, right?
No, it wasn't. And yeah, I'll let you finish because it was what you both said to me really set me on a good path. So
what I was going to say was that even though this wasn't in your head, the tools you got in the challenge are applicable to so many different types of business that you could take them um, from your original business idea and transfer them to a new business idea. And it's one of the reasons that our challenge has been so good for so many people and they've had so much success with it, is because no matter what unless it's a product
Right.
based business, which we don't do. We don't cover that. We're not going to talk about product based businesses. If it's not a product based business, if it's a service, if you're a coach, if you have a home, if you are helping people online in all of those different areas, a lot of what you need to do to get the clients is the same thing, right? And so we spent a week with Michelle and a number of other women talking about the way to do that. And Michelle, since then, has created this business in which the clients keep coming.
Yes.
Yes, they do. So I want to
Yeah.
talk about your challenge because I think I saw it on a Sunday night. I just happened to go into that email and I was like, oh, this is great. And I signed up right away and I got, the hey, welcome. And it was very organized. I just remember, every morning we received like instructions, what we're supposed to do. And then we had like the one-on-one, well, not the one-on-one, but the group sessions on Zoom. And I thought that that was amazing because it was super interactive. And each of us were able to kind of present what our business idea was and what we were doing or what we had in mind. And at that time, I was still trying to figure it out. And I really have never really been a big uh, investing in myself kind of person. I always feel like, oh, I can figure that out. I know how to build my own website. I know how to do this. And one of the things that I remember we talked about was it's okay to source some of those things out because your time is valuable. That really hit home for me. It was, okay, you know what? You have great ideas, but how do you get them out there? Like, who do you share them with? And the other thing was, owning it. You guys were really all about like own what you're doing, and make it clear. And I think that that really helped me. It was because I think at the time I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to provide, information for all of Mexico. You're like, no, you live in San Miguel, focus on San Miguel, stay in San Miguel, basically be San Miguel. And I remember thinking at this point, like, oh, it's kind of small. Who's going to want to come here? Like, who's going to be interested in San Miguel? And here we are 2 years later, and it's like a lot of people are here. So, it really was super duper helpful for me. And just the tools that were part of this whole 1 week or 6-day challenge were, to me, right on point. And just being able to really have conversations directly with both of you definitely helped so much. Yeah.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. And now in the past 2 years, it's become San Michelle, right? Right?
I'm going to
You're
put a
the mayor
TM
of
on
San
that.
Miguel. You're San Miguel Michelle. It is San Michelle. All because you listened to our advice. We're gonna take credit for that. You did.
We take the
Please
credit.
do.
You were
Please
like, I
do.
can help you. So during the challenge, y'all, Michelle was like, I can help people move anywhere. It doesn't have to be San Miguel. And we were like, that's cool, but
Yes. No,
but
really.
right?
No, they
Like
were right on it. I mean,
your business
I think you
thrive.
gave, right, but you gave me the confidence to talk about what I knew about.
Mhm.
Because I don't know about Merida. I've never been there. I don't know about Tulum. I've been there, but I've only visited. So you really gave me like the confidence. And because it was just starting out, I was like, okay, you know what? Let's do that. Let's just do that. And it's just been a beautiful journey. I'm really grateful.
Yeah, that's so when Rashida and I both get coaching, right? We give coaching, we get coaching. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's really hard, not sometimes, most of the time. It's really hard to know to find out what a coach is actually going to talk about. Well, how can you help me? How can you help me?
Right.
This is a very clear example of how we help, right? So a
Mhm.
thing that Rashida and I can do is we can help you do as little as possible, make
Mhm.
more money in less time, right? And we're going to do that by getting you clear about your niche. Okay.
Yes.
If you are stuck in the idea that you're going to help everybody, we're probably not going
No,
to be the good coach.
you're
We're
not
not going
right.
to
You're not gonna
okay.
do it. That's not how you make money.
It's not. But if you're ready to be the person, the ambassador for this thing, the face of this thing, right? Rashida is the queen of career breaks. I am the house, Stephanie, the house sitter. I'm in Puerto Rico right now. And a woman said, hey, Stephanie, the house sitter, right? If you want to be San Michelle de Allende, right? This is something that we can work with you on. And that's if you have any desire to do something and get clients on the internet, what's what we're going to tell you. One of the things we're going to tell you in this challenge, we're going to walk through with you on is how to get super clear and super niche so that you can be the person who does that thing. There's nothing like that on the there's nothing better than that on the internet. Being a generalist, that's not where the money is.
Right. And also there was a lot of homework, and you got to do your homework because it really helps, because you talk about it the next day and it just kind of helps. And if you miss a day, like, you can fall behind very quickly. So there's a lot. The point is there's a lot that's covered in each day that really, I mean, I went back and I looked at my notes and I was just like, okay. And then, I did another coaching thing like later on, and all of it together just really helped me and made so much sense. So yeah, I'm super, super grateful for that email on Sunday night late that I looked at. I'm not saying it went late. I just got it late.
Listen, checking emails is so 2015. But anyway, ask Rashida. Stephanie, I know you're not disagreeing about the checking emails.
No, indeed.
I saw someone ask if you, I think that's Stacy maybe, do you need to have a business before joining the challenge? You do not. You need to have an idea. We can't give you an idea. We can't give you ideas about what business to do. But if you have ideas, we can help with ideas.
Yeah. The Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge is February 12th through 17th, 6 days. If you have a business already, but you're not getting clients, right? And you're not getting the clients that you need to keep your business growing and thriving, join the challenge. If you don't have a business yet, but you have an idea or two, seriously, if you have 1 or 2 ideas, join the challenge. You're going to get coaching from us, and you're going to be in a group coaching setting. You're going to get the opportunity, especially those of us whose businesses are for Black women. You're going to get the opportunity to float your business idea in front of the other Black women in the challenge. You're going to get real-time feedback, right? You're going to get a real, ooh, right? You're going to know. You'll know if you're on the right track or not. So if you're a person who does not have a business yet, but you have an idea or two, and you're willing to choose one during the week, work hard, work on that one during the week, join us in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. We gave Michelle good coaching, okay? Yes, we're going to continue to take the credit for all of Michelle's successes going forward. We also have created a place, this is carved out time for you to work on this one thing. Having dedicated time for you to work and make progress towards a thing, and like in a week, make a quarter worth of progress, make 12 weeks worth of progress in a week's time, is what the challenge is set out to do. I'm sorry, the link that I posted may not be working, but Frances, thank you.
Frances posted a good one. Yep. I'm going to pin it now.
Okay.
And Kat is in the comments, and she did the challenge as well. So if you're here and you've done the challenge before, we've done it 4 times. We usually do it twice a year. So this year we think it's February and maybe March, and that's it.
Definitely not. Would we put February and March? Would we do that to ourselves?
Maybe February and April. Maybe no, it's not April. We're gonna be in thingy. We're gonna be in Morocco in April. I think it's February and March.
Oh man!
And that's it for the year.
Last year we only hosted the challenge one time. Last year, because the meetup was new and the summit, we had the challenge one time. So some of you who were aware that the challenge existed have had to wait a long time to get in. So welcome.
Yes, it's go time. Extensive wait list, but we're telling y'all, if you want to get in it, we're not doing this. The way our schedule is set up, we do it in the beginning of the year. We wish y'all all success and much luck throughout the year, because for the rest of the year, we're not doing this. We are working on summit stuff, and y'all know want a good summit, which means we focus on that. So Adelia's here. She did it.
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna put her business in the streets. She's in the other room so she can hear me, so I got to whisper. Okay. I asked Adelia about her income in 2022 versus 2021. She doesn't know I'm saying this. But after the challenge, the income increased.
Mhm.
Are we responsible for that? She ain't say all that, but I'm gonna say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Year over year, she made more money
Yeah.
after she did the challenge. Coincidence? No.
Yeah. No, right. So there is something to, so Michelle already said she was a person who would do it herself. And then eventually she was like, this time that I'm spending learning how to do these things on my own is worth more than the money than I would have spent if I just paid someone to help me with this thing. That's coaching. That's what coaching will do, right?
Yes.
That's why basketball players have coaches. That's why business owners have coaches. I mean, the time. So in this conference just this week, they told us time is greater than money, right? Time, the time that you spend doing things when you could have just paid a little money, gotten a little help with some things, is the time is worth more, right? We don't want you to do things the hard way, right? Rashida and I are both well, all three of us, right? We're business owners. We don't want you to start out doing things the hard way. Get some coaching.
Exactly.
Speaking of not doing things the hard way, I found a note that I wrote to myself. It might have been during like an exercise of some kind of something. It was I think it was when I was in yoga teacher training. Sidebar, from 2014. I found it today, and it was about like what we want in our life. The first thing I said was ease.
Yes.
I want ease. I've been talking about ease since 2004, at least in my own life, about 2014.
That's right.
I deep in my soul, I do not believe in hard work.
Yeah.
And so Michelle mentioned homework before, but homework is as hard as you make it, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to, you can miss a day and be okay, but it's a 6-day challenge, so you can't miss 6 days and be okay, right? Like, that's not realistic. So we want people who have time. It doesn't take a lot of time to do the work. You just have to be focused on what you're doing. You have to want to change. That's the thing about coaching that we see a lot. Sometimes it's really, really hard. Sometimes people don't make progress because they don't find the right coach for them.
Right.
Some people don't make progress because they think it's the right coach, or they've been told it's the right coach. It's not the right coach.
Yeah.
Some people don't make progress because they don't show up in a way that creates space for progress.
Mm-hmm.
We want people who are going to who want progress and are going to show up in a way that creates space for the progress, for the growth, for the increased income. And because we want that for you. We don't get anything from doing this challenge and saying like, well, they finished it. You need wins. You need wins so we can claim them. Where the wins at, right? You need wins so that we can claim win. That's my win.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So yes, we want women who are ready, and we keep this mostly contained to the Exodus Summit group. If you know of other Black women who aren't in the group who would be good candidates for them, you can share it, but we don't share this generally publicly because we don't want no riffraff in here. And by riffraff, I mean men.
Yes.
Or non-Black women. That's what I mean.
I had someone ask me yesterday if he could stay at the house. I was like, no, we're full. Sorry.
That's right.
What time are the calls, Stephanie?
3 p.m. East. 3 p.m. Eastern time, the week of February 12th. Yes, good question. Yes, right. So the calls are very important. The calls are where you get the feedback. And so it is important to be available for the majority of the calls. What does majority mean? It depends on what you feel comfortable with. I would say at least 4 of the 6. If you're available for 4 of the 6 calls, you can watch the other 2 on replay. If you're only available for 2 of the 6 calls, you're not going to make progress. I don't think.
You could make progress. You just have to do a lot of stuff on your own. You have to do more stuff on your own than I want to.
Yeah.
Like if you're a self-starter and you're like, just give me the directions and I'm gonna get it done. I don't need any feedback. I'm in it. You might not need this coaching anyway, right? But if you need a push, I saw that, I think it was Levon. Oop, Levon said, no, Coco. Levon said did everything she needed to do to have yoga retreats in Ecuador, long list of things, but never pulled the trigger. Could not get myself out of the way.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna get you out your way.
Yes.
It's my special skill. Michelle knows.
Yeah.
We don't get you out of your own way. We're going to give you the tools to become more confident in marketing your own business. We're going to give you the tools to be more confident that you have what it takes to run your business and be successful.
Mhm.
That's what we're here for.
That's right. That's right. I have the other dates. June. The other dates that we put on our calendar are June 4 through 10.
Write it down too.
I planned
Right?
something for 6 months from now. Child, I don't do that.
Look at us being organized.
Woof.
So Michelle, can we talk about you have let's talk about your other coaching. Okay. So how did you decide? So here's the thing. Okay. A
Mhm.
lot of us have specific business needs that we need to get coaching for. And
Mhm.
others have just in general, I just need a coach in general. How did you decide on what needs needed to be met next for you in your business?
Well, the coaching that I signed up for right after the 6-day challenge that you all provided was kind of similar, but it was longer. And I had conversations with that person, and I was pretty much, like, okay, convinced, because it took a little took a little while to win me over, because again, I had the time to investigate and do a lot myself, but then I started realizing like the digital world is very different than where I came from and the kind of marketing that I used to do and how I would put myself out there. So it felt like, okay, I can create a pretty shiny product, I can create a logo, I can create a nice website. But once it's out there, how do I get it in front of the right eyeballs? And that right there was a huge part of what I learned in the 6-day challenge, was doing what we're doing now, collaborating, talking to people that have a similar audience, like getting conversations in and, understanding their focus in their business and seeing does it align in some way with what you're doing. And I think that just kind of opened my eyes to stop being like the Lone Ranger. And, when I signed up for this longer coaching sessions, I just learned a lot about the digital side of putting your business in front of people. And I remember so many of those things felt very foreign to me, like affiliate and guest speaking and all these things. I just remember thinking like, okay, that sounds like a lot, but now here I am 2 years, 3 years later, or 2 years later, and I've been able to do bits and pieces of those things. And I remember when I first heard those, I thought, this sounds so foreign to me, right? But now here we are. So there's a lot to learn, and it was super helpful.
Mhm. Yeah, so it sounded totally foreign to you, but you went in, like you bought
Yes.
into it. Are
Mhm.
you a naturally, like, do you find yourself a naturally, like, resistant person, like a person who is on this screen, who may be a little more stubborn? Or are you more of a go with the flow person in general?
I'm resistant with my things because I think a part of me has a very particular how I want the messaging, how I might want
Mhm.
the product to be presented, or do do they understand what I'm saying? Because yes, finding the right coach is also key. Someone who is really listening to you, and even though your challenge was only for 6 days, I mean, I don't know if you're doing the exact same format, but I really felt like you took time to really talk to each person in the group about their idea. And really, even though it was 6 days, it just kind of was 6 days of, we're focusing on this. And then tomorrow, you need to bring these ideas and do this. And then you gave your feedback. And then it's like, okay. And if you want, you can act on that, right? And make it better and keep looking into it and digging into it. So I just felt that for me, I was very resistant to other people telling me things initially because I needed to make sense to me. And it
Okay.
just made sense. It made sense.
Okay. Good. Did you already had your YouTube channel? Do you remember if you already had your YouTube channel before the challenge?
I did, but I was just doing my own thing, and what that was one of the things you said. You were like, because I took videography in college like way long ago. And so for me, it was like, oh, this is so cool. I'll take some videos about my trips around Mexico, blah, blah, blah. And, you were like, okay, you got to give people information. It's not really about you, right? It's not just about that. And you're wasting a lot of time editing, which is true. Because I was like, it's taking me 10 hours to edit 5 minutes. And so, I learned that people are looking for information, and yes, they might be interested in seeing some of the things you're doing, but they also really are looking for information. So the YouTube channel was also a part of the conversations that we had.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. What does being an entrepreneur mean to you in your life? How is your life different because you have your own business that's making its own money?
So many things I could say about that because I think I always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I worked in corporate, but a really long time ago. I mean, I started in corporate in '86 when I got out of high school. So I'm saying how old I am. And I quit corporate in 2002 and never looked back. And I just realized that I don't, I want to be my own boss. I really always felt that I don't know, I just felt not very efficient sitting in someone's corporate, room, blibby
Mhm.
blabbing about whatever. And I realized I didn't care about those things.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have a life full of sitting in meetings and just can't, wait to get out of work to go
Mhm.
home and live.
Yeah.
So in 2002, I left corporate and I didn't really have a grand master plan. But over the years, I had a few businesses. I had a business in Florida. And so being my own boss, it's stressful, it's scary. There are times when it's not really just about the money necessarily. It's kind of, the mode of surviving in some
Mhm.
ways, but also understanding that you've done it before, right? You've seen things happen before, and it's kind of staying in the mindset of, work at the things that make you money. Like, don't get distracted by a lot of the busy stuff.
Right.
And so for me, it's a challenge. It can be scary, but it's also very rewarding. And I definitely love what I'm doing here a lot. I get to meet people, I get to meet you all.
Can we talk about how rewarding it feels? Like
Yeah.
what kind of feedback do you get from your own clients, from the Casa Elm guests and from the relocation tour guests? What do they say and how does that feel?
Well, typically I think of all of my guests as my little baby chicks.
Mhm.
They come through my program and I feel like a mama hen sometimes where I'm like, I'm here for you, but I'm also kind of like, get on out there. You got to try this on. It's a new experience. It's not easy all the time. But it just makes me realize that I'm a part of so many people's journeys and they're also a part of mine. And that's very rewarding. It's really a beautiful thing to see someone who said, and I know you experience this all the time, oh, I watched you on YouTube, and they meet you and they're like so happy to see you and hug you. But at the same time, I'm also very happy to be able to provide them with my experiences, really. That's what this is, and that's what you all talk about. It's like your experience, your ideas, whatever, are so unique to you. And there's someone who's going to be interested in that. And so, kind of having this space where people feel safe, because I hear that a lot.
Right.
I feel safe coming now. I would never do this on my own or by myself. And it's sort of like that's what it's morphed into. And I remember last year people were like, what are you going to do? And I was just like, I'm going to let this house speak to me. I'm going to let it tell me what it needs to be. And people were coming, and it was mostly through relocation. And they were just like, oh, I watched your channel and now I'm here. I can't believe it. And I love it. And my experiences are ABC. Now, is San Miguel for every single person? No. Sometimes they come, they have to go and try on some other places. Maybe they come back. I encourage people to try whatever it is that you desire. Just get out there and give it a go. We only live once, and you don't want to sit. Like, I have so many friends who have stayed wherever it is that they live, and they're like, oh, I really want to move, or I always wanted to move, or I don't like this weather, I don't like this. And here we are 30 years later, they're still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can have the life that you want, right? You can have it. It's not just for other people. There are some sacrifices, right? There are some things you're going to have to give up to get that life, but you can have the life that you want.
Absolutely.
So Michelle talked about community a minute ago and how Casa Elm built community, but I will say that people talk about how like it's hard to make friends as an adult and like how community sometimes is lacking. But I will say that one of the hardest places to make community is as a business owner. And that's one of the great things about the challenge, because I'm seeing so many people in the chat now who I think know each other from the challenge, right? And so and get to know each other. And so one of the things I love about that is that people form not just relationships and not just accountability buddies, but they also get these cheerleaders, right? We've talked to people who are running the same type of business at the same time, and instead of seeing each other as competition, they see each other as like a friend that they can share ideas with, and they can build their businesses at the same time together. And so if you're thinking about the challenge, one of the great things is that there will be a number of women who don't know your business today, who will know your business at the end of the week, know the ins and outs, know who you are as a person, and know that they can support you. I know, Michelle, I know you left a challenge with that. People who you have a much closer relationship with who can say, oh yeah, I know Michelle. She works hard on her business, right? As opposed to like, I don't know about what's she doing over there, right? Especially for people who don't have a business yet, but who have an idea, like you're going to leave with people who can vouch for you. You're going to leave with people who can spread the word about your business to other people. You're going to leave with friends. I see some of y'all in the comments now.
Including us.
Yes.
Like Rashida and I have large platforms. And being a student, it's smart to be the student of a coach who can get you in front of your ideal clients, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it makes sense to get coaching from somebody who has platforms where you could get some customers once they know about your thing, once what you're into and feel your spirit. That sounds very woo-woo, but it's you can, when you guys join the challenge and you start talking about your thing, we can feel the love that you have for these people that you want to serve.
Right.
And we feel your passion or your interest, right? At least some of you are doing things that you're passionate about. Others are doing things that you're really good at while you're trying to figure out the next thing. Either one of those is fine, right? But we can feel that. We get to hear your experience. There's something to be said for going to a coaching program where the coach can help you get access to the people who can be your future clients, right? I hardly ever get coaching from white men because I don't want their clients to become my clients. I don't do it. Hardly, if I do it, it was an emergency. Right? Yes, community. Yes, you're going to get community from the other women in the challenge. We keep it pretty small. And so you're going to get some time. As Michelle said, you're going to hear what everybody's up to. You're going to hear their why. You're going to hear their progress. You're going to hear their joy when the challenge is done and they finish their assignments, right? So yes, community with them, but also community with us.
Mhm.
We're awesome. We're awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because I did the challenge. Of course, I had seen like your videos and a little bit on Exodus, well, the Exodus Summit. Yeah, I did. I was a part of the first one, meaning, one of the people who got a ticket. And then I did the challenge. And then I think a week or two or so later, you all came to San Miguel. So the point is yes, we have been able to get to know each other better. And it started with that. I
We're
feel
friends.
like, right,
Michelle
exactly.
didn't say it, but we're friends now.
Yeah, we're friends. And I appreciate you all. We all admire you so much. And, the encouragement that you give so many people in this movement is just so magnificent. And it's just so many things. And I think, well, that was just 2 years ago, and we got to see you in person. You all came to Casa Elm a couple of weekends ago. So it was all really a blessing. And I think that people should really look at it beyond it's just the 6 days, because we had accountability groups that formed because of this. I remember even some of the ideas that were in the group, I thought, well, that's interesting. And yeah, they turned into businesses. I mean, I remember it was Kayla with her art. There
Uh-huh.
was someone else, I forget her name, that she wanted to do Black Paris tours. And I was just like, this is
Mhm.
cool, just a lot of really interesting things that maybe aren't conventional according to like what we know. But yeah, it was a lot of help.
Yes. Wonderful. All right. So we know what you do. We know a little bit about why you do it. Do you want to share with us a dream for your business for the future, a vision that we can hold with you?
Uh, I really honestly would love to be able to do this indefinitely, to continue to provide the space, maybe expand a little bit to be able to accommodate more people in San Miguel. I haven't really thought about going anywhere else in Mexico. One of the other things that I would like to do is maybe take, group trips to spaces in Mexico that are off the beaten track. I told you all when you were visiting, I did the El Chepe train, which was very interesting. And yeah, there weren't a lot of foreigners on the train. Who knew there was a train? Who knew there was a canyon in Mexico? It was vast and beautiful. But long term, I would love to just continue to be a part of so many people's lives. We do the relocation. We're also doing a women's retreat this year. We're doing vineyard tours, experiences, Mother's Day stuff. So it's just, we would like to kind of keep offering these things that grow the interest in San Miguel. So that's pretty much, yeah, where we are.
Yes. So Rashida calls her the mayor of San Miguel. I say she's the greatest ambassador for San Miguel. Both of those, right? Both of those. Thanks to us. Okay.
Yes, yes, I
We
got
can
that.
get you elected mayor too.
Us, right?
Yes.
Michelle was like, relocate. Like, no, you can't. Okay. That's coaching. So yeah. So please, friends, join us in the Get Your Next Three Clients Challenge that's happening February 12th through 17th. You sign up for the challenge at exodussummit.com/next three clients, or the link that Francis is dropping in the chat, which is different.
Mhm.
Facebook, if Facebook, we Facebook it. So the two different links. But if you're just typing it in, exodussummit.com/next three clients. All right.
3 is number 3.
Number three. We the challenge is we have created the challenge. We're into the move abroad money, right? We're into you having money to live out your dreams, whether that's to live abroad or to bop around or something totally different. We want to help you get to the money to live your dreams. The way that we know how to help you is for you to join the challenge, because we've laid out a path to you getting the clients that your business needs. Now, remember, that if your business is already in existence, but you're not getting that stream of clients in, the steady stream that you need, we created a challenge for you. Also, remember, if your business does not exist yet, right? It's an idea, it's a dream. Your heart is pounding because you're like, I want to do a thing and I have an idea, but it's scary. It's supposed to be scary. We made the challenge for you, right? We made the challenge for you. It's much easier to do things with a group of people. It's why you go through basic training with a group of people. When you're doing hard and scary things, it's better to have other people around you and y'all just do it together, right? We are going to wade out into the water together or whatever, right? And you are going to be able to ride a little bit of the current or the waves that we create as a group, as a community. This challenge is for people who need to get their clients on the internet. If you sell a physical product, Rashida and I have no experience selling physical products, we're not the coaches for you. We're not going to be able to help you in a way that a physical product expert would.
We could learn it, but we don't want to. Right? Just like we told Michelle, but she doesn't want to do. Don't be everybody. Don't be everything for everybody.
Right.
Be San Miguel for Black women, right? We don't. Sorry, service or product-based people. There's someone else out there for you. Now, you do not have to. We're talking about selling your clients online. You're selling your services online, not necessarily providing your services online. You might provide in-person services, but if you sell them online, we can help you get more clients.
That's right.
Right. And pretty much everybody sells stuff online. Right. Even we got ladies in here selling their feet online. We haven't talked about that in a while, but like no matter what it is that you're selling, except products, and feet pics would count as products, I think, in this situation. I feel like it would. Yeah. Closer to products than a service. We can help you. Now, here's who I can't help. Here's who's going to get a stern talking to, but not a refund. So don't do this. Don't show up if you are a person that has 17 ideas and will refuse to narrow it down to one. We tell you just for a week, just work on one idea for a week. One idea, work on one idea for a week. And see how much growth you can get in one idea for a week. If you have to work on 17 ideas during that week, you're going to make no progress on any of those ideas, and you might get mad at me. And that's not me. That's you. I need you to know, love you, mean it. Come with a business that already exists, or one or two ideas that you want to work on. If it's two, be prepared to narrow it down to one.
Yes.
If you come with every single idea you've ever had, you're going to be disappointed in your lack of progress. I'm guaranteeing you that in advance.
Yeah.
One idea.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be the thing you like with Michelle. It wasn't the thing she did for the rest of her life. It was the thing she did that week. And then she learned the skills she learned, the things she did. She learned how to transition them to the next idea she had, right? We are not saying come with the idea for the business that you are committed to forever. We're saying come with something you want to try out for a week. Come with something and see how
it works. You have to start somewhere. I mean, I came with really consultations and should it be for all of Mexico? And, fast forward to this. But one of the things I was going to ask you about is, do you recommend someone like myself? Because I feel like your business morphs into other phases to do again, to the advice that you give, is it only kind of for the beginning stages, or is it sort of continued throughout? Like, can I use it again?
I would say, so if you have participated in the challenge, you've done your assignments, you can go back through the challenge on your own. You don't need to come back into the challenge unless you want some I love coworkers. Okay. So unless you want some friends and some community, yes, right. But if that's not the thing, It's just like, I need to rework this process, you can do it on your own. We teach you how to do it on your own. We're not teaching you to be dependent on us. You know us not, right? We teach you how to do this on your own. So you can go back through the challenge over and over again. It's what we're teaching you in the challenge, how to get clear on your niche, how to find out where these people are already on the internet somewhere, how to get yourself in front of these
How to
people
get them over to you.
and how to get them over to you. You're going to we still do that, right? You're going to do it over and over. You can pull your workbook out and rework through that workbook anytime you feel like it, right?
I want to talk to you. No, I was just thinking because, like for my particular business, it has shifted into what it is now. So it started with consultations, but it's now a guest house with other ideas that started there. So in my mind, it's different. And it's sort of like, okay, here's where I am. And yes, it's up and running. And yes, I have my website. And yes, I'm making money, but it's sort of like one of those things where, okay, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'd like to get to, you know, yeah, because you guys gave me good advice a couple weekends ago.
We did.
And maybe
We are full of good advice.
out.
I will not be shy about that. We are full of good advice.
I know.
Sit us down and talk to us, right?
One thing that we can spot is somebody who's working too hard at something. We can spot that a mile away, right?
The shortcut, I can see the shortcut, right?
I need shortcuts.
We got the shortcut.
So in that case, our feedback is valuable. Feedback from us, feedback from the other women in the challenge, because there's always women with different skill sets and experience and expertise. So in that regard, yes, right? You're welcome to come back. Anybody who's been through the challenge is welcome to come back. In that regard, yes, it makes sense to get some new feedback. It was like I'm at a place in my business where I'm working things and I'm like, it would be nice to run this by some people. So I just text Rashida. But if you don't have a Rashida, join us at the challenge.
So we talked about people that this wouldn't be good for. You asked the question, Michelle. If you're already have a steady flow of customers and you don't need more customers, this is not the challenge for you.
No.
Right. If what you need is more back-end support or logistics or that kind of thing, that's not the challenge. We want to help you get customers. If you're coming for anything other than more customers, you're not listening to us. Right? That's the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge is about getting your next 3 clients.
Okay.
It's not about being more efficient. Well, it's not about fixing your back end in your business. Right. It's not about systems, right? It's not about automating things. It's about getting the next people who will pay you through the door, right? And so that's really who we want to help. I saw a question from Monica that says, do you need to have any prior information? Like, do you need to have attended a summit or gone to any of our courses to do this? No. You have a business or you have an idea for a business. If you show up without an idea for a business, stern talking to time. You don't want that. Have an idea. Have an idea that you're willing to work on for a week. It doesn't have to be, it's not rocket science. We're not saying like, please come with the cure for, all of the world's diseases, right? Like you don't have to cure world hunger to come. An idea, right?
I'll say this, even if you don't know what the thing is that you're going to sell, I think you could even come to the challenge if you have an idea of who you want to serve, right? But not necessarily what your offer is. You don't even have to be clear yet on your offer. Yeah. Okay. I hope that gives you the answers that you need. We're good at this, right? We're good at this. We can help you figure out the offer. That's day 0 and 1 or days 1 and 2, right? We can help you figure out a thing that you're going to offer. If you know who you want to serve, if you know who the clients should be or will be, we can help you figure out what offer would be a good fit at this juncture. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
All right, friends.
Okay. So
Michelle, what do you want to say?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
What do you want to say before we get out of here, Michelle?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be here to talk about my business. As I said, you were my first coaches for just getting focused. And it really was, in my opinion. It was a jam-packed week with so much information, and I feel that it's like you said, you can keep applying it to anything you do. I mean, if you're doing a service-based business, it continues to repeat itself, and I definitely have used it quite a bit. It was super helpful to help me get focused, and I feel that that's key when you're starting out. It's even if you have an idea, it's sort of like getting focused on how do you sell that idea and who wants that idea. So I'm super grateful for that. And yes, and if anyone's interested in coming to San Miguel, I'm here, Casa Elm. We do a lot of fun things. You can see all our events at casaelm.com. And Expat Life Mexico is where we have our consultations and some other services that we provide for people who live in San Miguel. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So thank you for creating a transformational space for people. What you do, right? Because you read their comments and their replies. But what you do leads people to a new life, a better life, to a
Right.
transformative. You lead them through this transformation. So thank you very much for doing that, even when you're afraid, even right, even when you don't necessarily know the next step, right?
Yeah.
Even when things are difficult, very difficult.
Mhm.
Business entrepreneurship is difficult. So thank you very much for doing that, for
Absolutely.
creating that space, and for doing it, but still feeling the joy and expressing the joy that you get out of it as well. And not
Yes.
Absolutely. I wanted to say one more thing about the business part is, I started with a channel sharing my life from a Black lens. I always said that from the beginning, so others could see that I live in this place and it's not for, just some special group of people. It's for everyone. And moving through this process and growing into having Afro expats, that's where I started, to having Casa Elm, to Expat Life Mexico, that within all of those things, you can then even offer more things, right? Ideas will come to you, things will come that you'll look around and say, oh, okay, here's my business, but underneath it, I can have these additional services. And that's one of the things that I'm focusing on this year. So just kind of, it continues to morph. I think it's just believing in it and working at it, understanding that it's not necessarily going to be overnight success, but yes, the hard work does pay off.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for
All
being
right.
here with us.
Thank you.
One more time with the link, exodussummit.com/next3clients. Go ahead and register, okay? So that you don't have to be sitting this time next year saying, I had an idea, right? It's okay if you're afraid, join us, okay? It's okay if you're not quite sure 100% on the this and the that and the details, join us, okay? That's what coaching and group coaching help you clarify, okay?
Right.
Come on and join us for
Absolutely.
the challenge.
Yes.
Okay?
Do it. It's worth
All
it.
right, now. Hope to see you guys February 12th through
Through
18th.
17.
Mhm.
I
I
wrote
don't know
it
dates.
down.
I told y'all in the beginning. I don't know dates.
Okay. And
All
thank
right,
you so
y'all.
much. We'll see you again. You'll be seeing some of our ladies soon
Yes.
in Casa Elm.
In
Okay.
Yay. Yes. And I hopefully see you all again soon. SMA,
Will do.
San Miguel.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night,
Bye.
guys.
Good night. Bye.